It's the year 1879 in Fiji, and the first ship carrying Indian labourers has arrived there. Now, from the year 1879 to 1916, almost 60,000 Indians were transported to Fiji as labourers, as indentured labourers. In reality, it was a guise for slavery. My name is Sharmeen Thomas, and I'm here at the GIRMIT Diwas commemorations hosted and organised by GOPIO Queensland and by Cornerstone Law Offices.
Very warm welcome, one and all. I begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet and pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. And I also invoke the Vedic prayer for peace on earth. It's very befitting, we are in the Arya Samaj Hall. Honourable Members of Parliament, Mr. Mark Boothman, I've made a new friend today, a lot in common. Welcome. You're representing the Queensland Premier this evening. Mr. Peter Russo, Ms. Bisma Asif, Mayor John Raven, I haven't spotted him. Oh, fair enough. Councillor Sandy Landers, Mr. Goyal, Deputy Consul General of India.
As we know today, the 14th of May, and the significance of the event is on the day. We know there was a big celebration for the first time ever in Fiji, and a lot of people boycotted that. If you might have followed some of the trails on the Facebook and everything, because people were not happy of a public holiday on a day other than the actual date, even though there was a lot of funds allocated for the event, but the general public kept away. So the significance is on the day. And Archanaji, I remember when we decided to hold this, we were thinking of a weekend, and Professor Ji that time, he said, "Beta, us din karna hai, usi din par hai." So with his advice, up till today, we are always holding it on the actual day.
I know the history, there is blood stains on history. But we thank the Indian community for everything you have done. So, as I said, David Crisafulli said to me, the Premier, "Mark, would you like to speak?" And I said, "Hell yes." So thank you.
I'm here with Umesh Chandra OAM. Umesh ji, that was really heartfelt the entire evening, and Bob, of course, your company Cornerstone Law Offices always supports this event. I just want to, I'll just go one by one and ask you both, what does it really mean for Queensland and for Brisbane to have this day as a commemoration?
I think it is very important, especially Queensland, as Bob mentioned in his speech about CSR. So CSR was based in Queensland, and they ran the first sugar mills in Fiji. So if you looked at all the bungalows in which all the Gora people, all the big guys used to live, they were the same design as Queenslander homes. So in Fiji, even a lot of joinery, if you look at the doors, the windows, the weatherboard, everything was the influence of that. So we are linked.
I'm with Councillor Sandy Landers. Sandy, I love to make this joke with people who are from the north side that you are officially from the dark side, visiting the bright side. But Sandy, on a more serious note, I loved what you said up there about how this day really resonates with you. But if you can just share your views with our Indoz TV viewers today?
Well, it was actually the first time that I have been to an Indian commemoration. I've been really lucky as the Lord Mayor's multicultural representative on the north side to go to so many wonderful festivals, Diwali, India Day Fair, but it's been really special to actually come here and to actually learn a lot more about Fijian Indians that I did not know. So I think that it has given me a much better understanding of the history, but also of the pain and the importance that we take time and remember what happened and to pass on that information to our next generation so they continue to acknowledge it as well.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Sandy. Thank you. Bob, of course, you have a story as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just like Umesh was talking about the CSR. Now, I attended GIRMIT, even though I was born in Fiji, been here about 30-something years, 35, 36 years. Coming to this GIRMIT event about 11 years ago really connected, resonated with me, and I started connecting with people about GIRMIT. And I remember reading a book and went, wow, this is really something that needs to be taught and educated so the generations can learn from it. Obviously, growing in different countries, people have moved from Fiji to other places. And funny fact, or interesting fact I should say, just a month ago we were in Florida, and there was a couple who kind of Indian couple looking. They were staring at us, and I was staring at them, thinking, oh yeah, from India, could be from anywhere. And the guy actually approached us and go, where are you guys from? I said, from Fiji. And he was from Guyana. I know you always talk about it.
I'm with Archana Singh Ji, Honorary Counsel for India and now a very strong voice for GOPIO patron. Archana Ji, what does GIRMIT Diwas mean to you in the role that you represent in society?
Okay, so now that I'm patron of GOPIO, and as you know, GOPIO is an international body which has membership across all the countries of the world, and members of the Indian diaspora can actually identify with that because they aim to bring everyone closer and, you know, make it like a pool of resources and friendship and help, whatever they can provide each other. So that's as patron of GOPIO now, I feel that it's a wonderful way to celebrate, not exactly celebrate, I shouldn't be saying celebrate, to commemorate these very painful part of our history in the diaspora communities, because as you know, the Girmitiyas went from India not only to Fiji but to many other countries in the world like West Indies, South Africa, Mauritius. So by commemorating this and by recognizing the sacrifices they made, and in so doing they have forged very strong Indian diaspora communities around the world.
It's also interesting, like I'm almost feeling like a bit teary-eyed, and I think the way you speak about it, you can actually visualize to some extent. Coming back more to current times, so obviously there is a large Fiji Indian population in Australia, and like you migrated here at some point, and now there are second, third generation, Fiji Indian Aussie kids. Right, and you mentioned about how the awareness is slightly lesser. So what are maybe some of the things that are being done to educate this current Gen Z generation, so to say, to bring about this awareness of where did they come from? And it's only about 150 years old, but their wings are spreading. So what are some of the things that are being done?
And that's a very good question. Now, if you look at timeline, a lot of Indians from Fiji came here in the late 80s, early 90s. Now, and I'm the byproduct of that. Back then, in Australia, there wasn't much migration. So I was the only non-white kid in the entire school. So the force or the effort was put towards English.
Yes.
Now, to the extent where I'm not very comfortable speaking in Hindi, I speak in English. And I think that's where, for the young generations in these day and age, because how integrated Australia is and how multicultural it is given people the opportunity to talk about it, right? So I think there's a better opportunity now from when I came and that 80s, 90s generation, because there wasn't many of us, we didn't talk about it, we were separated geographically, and also just the values were different back in Australia. What do you think?
Absolutely. And you saw that message from Prime Minister Modi ji that now we have to link this to some university or something. There should be some research. Recently, I took a delegation of high GOPIO officials to Fiji. We visited the GIRMIT Center, and they've approached me to lead a review committee. And that's still under negotiation. We will see if everything goes okay, to make sure that it's utilized well. Indira Gandhi ji, when she was the Prime Minister of India, she came to Fiji and inaugurated that center. And there's 12 acres of land. And there's a hall which is being sublet to another community. And they're only operating out of a very small center. I said, look, this has been here, it's all here, what are you people doing? Why isn't anything being done? And they said, oh, by the way, we're looking for someone to do a review on the operations and what needs to be done. So, classes or things like that, education, GIRMIT is one, but, marking that day is important, as we mentioned before, that the day, twofold. One is the first Indians who arrived, the second is the coup in 1987.
This evening will showcase lots of stories, lots of anecdotes about people and what their ancestors, what their grandparents went through, what their great-grandparents went through, just to bring a piece of history alive. The Indian government is also marking an initiative to actually connect people with their roots in India. So the importance and the significance of this event of GIRMIT Diwas is widespread, not just in Australia, not just in India, but all over the world.